Well, guys, the New York Knicks have a new head coach, Tom Thibodeau. He officially signed a 5-year deal in New York, and Tibbs most recently coached the Timberwolves and the Bulls, and Michael Rappaport is still with us. Mike, you are a New York guy, and I need your immediate reaction to this hire.
Great. But I mean, am I excited? Am I going to let my heart get beaten up again by this dysfunctional relationship? I'm not. So, yes, I mean, we've had this conversation, I believe, 4 times on this show about Derek Fisher, Phil Jackson, David Fizdale, and now this. And I believe if we dug into the crates, we could go further. The Knicks are such a disappointment. And yes, the Leon Rose and the World Wide West, everybody loves them and so forth and so on. The New York Knicks need basketball players. Julius Randle, RJ, even Mitchell Robinson, who I like. He's got a lot of potential. Stop showing you playing in the YMCA, Mitchell Robinson. We don't need to see those highlights on Instagram. They're embarrassing. But no, they are. They are. Watching NBA players play against non-NBA players, you could put anybody. They're always going to look great, even little Alex Caruso. So as far as Thibodeau, Joakim Noah, he commented to me that, he thinks that he'll have them playing hard. He'll have them playing defense. But this is the same old song. To quote the great Tupac and Humpty Hump, it's the same old song. And until we get players in this NBA, you need stars, except the Raptors at this point. But they have budding stars. You need stars. And those guys they have there now that I just mentioned, they're nice players. But as far as winning a championship, we need real basketball players. And I don't want it to be Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid. I don't want either one of them coming to New York. So to answer the question, I'm lukewarmly excited about Thibodeau because it's inevitably you need basketball players to win in the Garden.
But I'm just trying to say, what is there to get excited about? I mean, people make it seem like Tibbs has won like 5 championships. He has not. He went to Minnesota and it was a disaster. Yeah, he got the Bulls to the Western Conference, to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of times, I think once. But what else outside of that has he done? I'm trying to figure out how can he get hired 2 times before Mark Jackson gets another interview. Do they not realize Mark Jackson was the foundation for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond? He gets no credit for that. They went to the playoffs with Mark Jackson.
No, he gets credit for it.
But people make it seem like, but I'm just trying to figure, the man can't even get an interview.
He's been blackballed, Shannon. Let's call it what it is. He's been blackballed from coaching. It is what it is, and I think it's not fair. It's not like he did anything. He's been blackballed. Not even an interview. New York would love him. I'm just saying that I'm so sick and tired. I came on this show and I got in both of your faces and I got in everybody's faces when we spent $gazillion on Phil Jackson, and that was a disaster. And I got in everybody's face with there's something with that building. It's polluted. It's infested. It's something about the culture, okay? And I'm sick and tired of it. So do I think cool? He's a good coach. He had the reigning MVP with Derrick Rose in his prime of all primes. He had young Joakim Noah. It worked. But we need basketball players. And you know what else we need? I'm telling you, this is the secret sauce to young players wanting to come to New York. Their practice facility is in the suburbs. No disrespect to the suburbs. No 24-year-old wants to be hanging out morning, day, and night with the soccer moms. No disrespect to the soccer moms. The New York Knicks should move their facility to New York so you could get that true blue New York experience. I'm telling you, that is a factor. A 22-year-old Devin Booker, all these guys, they don't want to live up in the burbs. It's a problem. So listen, I'm ride or die for the Knicks. But I'm beaten down, man. I am beaten down by this whole scenario over and over and over, every single year, every single 2 years, every single 18 months. It's ridiculous. We deserve better. It's the world most famous arena.
Mike, Skip Bayless said the Knicks' hopes died when Kyrie and Kevin Durant signed with the Nets. That was your only chance to salvage something over the next 5 years. You missed out on KD and Kyrie. It's kaput.
So, Michael, let's spare you any more pain on your Knicks. Let's talk
in some way about your Giants, who once upon a time managed somehow to beat the great Tom Brady, the GOAT, twice in Super Bowls. And now he is gone from New England. He is in Tampa Bay. And we want to know, before we let you go, what shot do you give Tom Brady to win yet another Super Bowl down in Tampa Bay?
Well, I'm glad you spared me from that, because the Knicks. Did you say that the Giants beat them twice? Mm-hmm. You say once, or you mentioned it twice? They beat them twice.
They did.
Listen, they have offensive weapons. Tom Brady has been taking this offseason more seriously than anybody else. Nothing will stop him at all costs. He's 53, 54 years old. I'm so glad to see him go out of New England. We know the offensive weapons: Godwin, my guy, Big Mike Evans, Gronkowski, if he could stay healthy. You know, no matter what you get out of Gronk, he brings that magic with him. And Tom's going to look good. They have a tough schedule. It gets a little easier, but, starting off with the Saints, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Chargers, the Bears, and the Packers, it's going to be tough. But it's too hard to say whether or not they can win the Super Bowl. Get to the Super Bowl. I'm more concerned about their defense than I am their offense. But I'm excited. I'm glad to see them go. I can't wait to see a New England, try to rebuild with Cam Newton. That'll be fun. But the party's over in New England. The party's over in New England. But I think Tom Brady and those guys, they're going to be a major issue. But it's a tough division, and it's a tough schedule to start off with. But if anybody could do it, it's Tom Brady.
Thank you.
Hold on. Did you say, Tom, nobody's taking this more serious than Tom Brady? I've seen more Tom Brady on my phone than I've seen Netflix. All he does is post. All he does is have these little...
Showing you.
Yeah, showing me what?
Yo, he looks... Listen, how do you turn me, Michael Rappaport, into a Tom Brady apologist? He's showing the world, number one, nothing can touch me. Number two, listen, he's gotten fined. He's gotten reprimanded. He's been playing. He's not going anywhere. He's been ahead of the curve with the Instagram and the Facebook and all that stuff. Tom Brady is coming to play football. He's got a tan. The cheekbones are popping. The chin thing is popping.
Yeah, color me curious about that. I mean, he might have spent a little time in Beverly Hills, but that's not the hero of this.
I'm sure he did. But he's coming to play. He's on a mission. He knows his window is tiny. They're going to be a tough thing. And like I said, Gronkowski being there. Listen, whatever we could get out of Gronkowski, as much as he can stay healthy.
Hold on, did you just say we?
Yeah.
Did you just say we?
I've converted him.
Hold on. A diehard Giants fan, diehard Knicks. He loved everything New York. And now you're talking about we, Tampa Bay. Tom Brady, Gronk is a we now.
It's the story. I like the story. Bill Belichick was the one I've always had the problem with. Tom Brady, he's fantastic, and I like the story of it. The story of it's going to be great. I would like nothing more for them to be successful. Big Mike Evans, I consider him a family member, okay, because of what he's done for me in fantasy sports, but that's neither here nor there. Listen, I mean, what are you counting them out, Shannon? You want to make another bet on that already? You want to make a bet on that?
But what about the guy that was throwing the Nerf footballs? What role did he play in the scandal?
Who?
The guy that was throwing the Nerf footballs.
Oh, he did. He didn't know nothing. He's just showing up. What is he going to do? He don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, that's that New Yorker. I know nothing. I speak nothing. I see nothing.
Whoa, what do I know? I just show up here. I just work here. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Exactly.
They give me the football. I throw it. Some's got more air. Some got a little air. I don't know nothing about nothing. What am I doing here?
Michael, my man across the table is scared to death that every Monday this football season, he's going to have to come sit in that chair and see me gloat about Tampa Bay. He's going to have to eat that fried crow that he loves so much because it's happening. This team is going to a Super Bowl that happens to be scheduled for Tampa Bay's home stadium. No team has ever made it to a home stadium Super Bowl. This one will.
And they still haven't, and they still won't.
Let me tell you something. If that happens, that'll be insane. The defense, though, but having them rank so low offensively, those rankings will change very quickly because we've never seen what they do. Mike Evans is hyped. This is an elite receiver. He's got a guy who's throwing him the ball like footballs. Who was his last good quarterback? Johnny Football?
Jameis
Johnny
Winston.
Manziel? Oh, come on, Jameis Winston. The guy, He just got eye surgery. He couldn't see his whole NFL career. The poor guy had a blind quarterback. It's amazing that he's overcome these obstacles.
Oh, Mike, it is so good to hear your voice. Thank you so much.